Maryam Rajavi. Impunity for regime leaders must end and they must be prosecuted. Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, the President-elect of the National Council of Resistance of Iran, welcomed the adoption of the 66th United Nations resolution condemning the grave and systematic violations of human rights in Iran. Those responsible for the majority of the crimes to which the resolution has referred are the very people who have been continuously perpetrating crime against humanity for the past 4 decades, in particular the 1988 massacre of political prisoners, Mrs. Rajavi said, adding, "This resolution reaffirms the indisputable imperative that impunity for the criminal leaders of this medieval regime should end, and all of them must face justice for 40 years of crime against humanity." Mr. Rajavi noted that although this resolution has failed to address many aspects of the violations of human rights in Iran, including systematic assassination of dissidents abroad, the crackdown on popular protests, the denial of the Iranian people's right to participate in the political future, the absence of rule of law, the denial of access to competing courts, and blocking the formation of independent syndicates and unions, it nevertheless makes it palpably clear that the theocracy ruling Iran is the most barbaric abuser of human rights in the world today. Rouhani confesses to the difficult state of the Iranian regime. On Tuesday, Iranian regime President Hassan Rouhani delivered a speech in Kerman province, in which he described the state of the Iranian regime as abnormal, complicated, and difficult. Rouhani's remarks were in stark contrast with his previous claims that his regime is on the path to flourishing. "We're not in normal and simple circumstances. If we take into account from 1979 to this day in 2019, we are currently in the harshest days and month. From 1979 to this day, since when did we have so many problems in selling our oil and sending an oil tanker?" Rouhani said. "2 years gone and no decent aid for earthquake victims in western Iran. 2 years have passed since the November 2017 earthquake in the city of Sarpol-e-Zahab of Kermanshah province, western Iran. However, the people in this area continue to suffer. The quake leveled various parts of the city and nearby villages, including the regime's poorly constructed Maskanimir apartment projects to the poor locals' mud houses. If not for the support provided by locals from nearby cities, the disaster in Sarpol-e-Zahab would be even more catastrophic. Instead of helping the earthquake-hit areas, the mullah's regime and the Revolutionary Guards blocked and stole from caravans launched by ordinary people to provide aid for those in need. Define Youth Torch Suppressive Centers, Khamenei's Pictures. From November 9 to November 12, Define Youth torched the Revolutionary Guards, Basij, and other suppressive agencies in different parts of Tehran and different Iranian cities, including Qazvin, Brujerd, Mashhad, Ahvaz, Gachsaran, and Bandar Abbas. Define Youth also defaced or set fire to the pictures of the regime leaders, including the Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and other regime symbols in different cities. In Tehran, the so-called Balias and Javad al-Aime Basij centers, the RGC's Chamran Strategic Center, and the so-called Martyr Paygan were among locations targeted by the Define Youth during their 3-day campaign. These activities were carried out despite the fact that the clerical regime, terrified of the uprisings by the people of Iraq and Lebanon, as well as popular protests in Iran, had placed its suppressive forces on maximum alert.